immigration is healthcare, abortion, and gun rights, right? Now, Steve, I'm going to start with you and then go on to go on to you, Dave. Uh, who do you support, Trump or Biden, on their policies? I'm just going to give brief points to our audience. On healthcare, Donald Trump wanted to get rid of Obamacare, whereas Joe Biden wanted to ensure and allow families to buy into the state children's health insurance program. Their policies on abortion. Uh, as for Donald Trump, he said that abortion restrictions should be left up to the individual states, not the federal government. Joe Biden strongly supports Roe versus Wade, but opposes public funding for abortion. Last but not the least, on gun rights, which is a very interesting topic here, is Trump supports the Second Amendment right. He enforces existing laws. He also wants military personnel to carry weapons on military bases and recruitment centers. On the other hand, Biden introduced the bill to renew ban on assault weapons and to close the gun show loophole by requiring gun show sales to have background checks. So these are the points. Now, let's start with you, Steve. We're going to go healthcare, abortion, gun rights, and then Dave, I'm going to go on to you with this. Go ahead, Steve.
In that order, one each or one back and
Yes.
forth?
Yes, in that order. So we do healthcare, we do abortion, we do gun rights. Pros and cons.
Healthcare, I'm going to say straight up, Biden and Trump, they ain't got it. Obamacare was a great, great concept. But with a red House at the time and a red Senate, I think only 10% of what Obama wanted to put out actually happened. And the reason why I love Obamacare, I like the concept of Obamacare. What happened, what we actually got was garbage, in my opinion. I voted for, well, Bernie Sanders in the last 3 elections because I supported Bernie. I support socialized healthcare here. In other countries, Scandinavia and a couple of European countries thrive. And they might not get the premium healthcare we have here, but their people aren't getting, their wallets aren't getting killed. To get a private policy here, I work for a company, so I have good benefits. But what about that person's got to pay $1,000 a month? And that's if they're single, not with kids. That just goes up exponentially.
Right.
The healthcare industry and the benefits you're getting on a personal level aren't even as good as the businesses and what they give. Like my company's benefits are way better than what I get on my own. And they don't cover what they're supposed to. Like right now, I have a $5,000 max payout cap. I can't spend more than $5,000 a year on anything that happens to me, which is great. Well, what about that family of 4 that they're a construction worker, or, well, you know what, they're a bartender, or they work in a field that doesn't offer benefits. Now they're paying $2, $3, $4,000 a month for what? Garbage coverage. Well, the medical industry runs away with that, and then the insurance companies tell the hospitals what they're going to pay. So doctor does work on me. I have $100,000 bill. Insurance company turns to the hospital and says, we're only paying 40 because they feel they can tell the doctors what they can pay. So being a premium doctor in this country was get you. Now you're fighting uphill against the insurance companies, which is also the reason why hospital bills go up so high, because the insurance companies are reducing what they should be charging. And they refuse to cover what the hospitals or the doctors say hey, this operation was this much, pay me.
So what about Dave? Do you want to go on the healthcare and then we'll go back to Steve on abortion and then the gun rights and then we'll go to you?
I think that works better actually, but
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, I could go over to healthcare now. Well, healthcare is always tough, and it's always going to be tough. because if you go to a social health care, you need something to better your life immediately, you might not have access to it. Like, say, if I needed my hips replaced, which I have had done, I would be put on a list rather than being able to have the surgery next month. So that list would be, oh, I might have to wait 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year before I get that done. So there is a problem with trying to make like a social type of medical system with that. Can we combine the both? Can we have a social type with a private? Yeah, I believe that could happen. A lot of problems is the cost of medications and how people can get access to this. Um, I've been through a lot of medications, and I had to fight with my insurance companies to get things covered. And I mean, it's a battle. It takes a toll on you. So easier. It has to be between the doctor and the patient rather than the insurance company saying you got to go through this process to get this, to get to the next drug, to get to the next drug. What if we could eliminate all those other ones and go to the one who the doctor would actually think worked for you rather than, just having to actually go through the process. And in the long run, there, because that person's going more to the doctor and things like that. I think the healthcare system should be more toward a preventative healthcare,
Hmm.
as in informing how people should get healthy rather than just going in for when they have an ailment, um, when they need medication, when they get sick. A doctor should tell them, hey, this is how not to get sick. But there's no money in that, unfortunately. That there wouldn't be that many drug companies out there selling all these products on TVs. In other countries they don't have Pfizer putting up ads saying, "Hey, try this drug; it's going to work wonders for you." They don't allow that, but here they allow all these drug companies to advertise, and people say, "Hey, let me try that. Oh, I'll lose weight from using Ozempic. I know it wasn't designed for that. It was for weight loss, so let me get onto that bandwagon." And is it right for the people to do that? It's their choice, yeah, to do that. But what are the long term side effects that are going to happen from doing things like that? It's got to be between the doctor and the patient, and it should be more towards preventative rather than pushing all these drugs. And that's what makes all this healthcare so expensive.
Well, that's a great point you brought it up here because only United States and Ireland are the two countries that actually allow pharma advertising. No other country in this world is allowed. Number two, I know Steve brought this up about Pfizer not being a fan of it. I see them as an establishment, these big pharma companies. And I feel that's why this is all tied into why the healthcare, US has one of the most expensive healthcare in the entire world, you know. And the worst part is being the most expensive, it is actually not even the highest quality, you know. And I'm talking about, these are the supporting facts. There are citations online if you want to look them up, based on studies done by various companies, you know. And I pay private insurance, you know, my premium is over the roof. I've been paying that from last 9 years, you know, because I work for myself and, you know, it is what it is. Healthcare is very important and it's very important to have insurance. So, um, you know, I don't have that much to say on Obamacare. And because I was not that much into the healthcare industry, I would say in 2010 or so when they came up with Obamacare. And all I can say right now is that it is very expensive, and something should be done to make it more affordable to people in the United States. Uh, that being said, I want to touch on the second topic, abortion. Steve, I'm going to start with
Can
you.
I just chime in on something
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Dave
yeah.
said?
Go for it. Go for it.
I love the fact that he mentioned doctor patient. And there's one thing, again, put my tinfoil hat on. There's no money in the cure, none at all. If you have a niche treatment for a very rare disease, what is the best way to make money? In these big pharma is a business now. It's, in my opinion, they're not out for our best interests. And what they're doing is, hey, we can sell you this at $500 a month. You got to pay for this. Oh, you'll be alive. You'll be fine. It's great. But they, what about curing it? What about helping people? That makes sense to me. We're all human beings and we're all here together. We're all in the same boat. Why make holes?
That's a very good point, Steve, too.
Mm.
Let's touch base on abortion. I think there are 14 states in this country that have actually legalized abortion. And what's your take on abortion? The reason I brought this up is because yesterday, day before yesterday on the GOP debate, Nikki Haley's main topic of discussion was the abortion, you know, and her point was, I'm a woman, I know how it feels. So this was one of her topics, that she brought it up. So Steve, what do you think about abortion, and should it be legalized? Should it be banned? Go for it, and then we go to Dave.
My opinion on abortion is a little different for a reason. I know the pro-lifers, and I know most pro-lifers' reasoning is based on the Bible, is based on a religion. That's not the reason to control a woman's body. Now, my mom actually, I'm going to quote my mother here. She put it the best. My mom goes to church 3 times a week, has her entire life and still does. And she's pro-choice. Her herself is pro-life. She could never do it. I'm not a woman, so I don't know, but I don't think I could ever have an abortion if I were a woman and got pregnant. But a woman's body, her own business, no one else's. And nor you, Dave, me, or anyone else should not have control over that. And it's a shame that taking down Roe v. Wade literally set back women 100 years. It would be like bringing back slavery. That was a big win for women. And it's really sad that that's what we're fighting over. And plus the fact that I really don't believe a topic brought up based on a religious belief structure should be in the presidential debate. And it should be a right for all women worldwide.
Yeah, I mean, it's a right of a woman. It's her body. Dave.
Um, my views might be a little different, but yeah, I mean, a woman has the right to choose what she has to choose. But with the people all about abortion, um, I was driving a couple months ago and they saw a billboard sign at a face of Ronald Reagan, and it said, "Those who are against abortion are people who are born already." So it's only people that are alive that are talking about aborting a baby. I don't know how I could view that. I was born in Catholic religion. I was in Catholic school. So yeah, I could see the wrong part of it. Um, Especially today, we have so much access to um, male, female birth control, the morning after pill, I think it's more of a debate on, yeah, there will be there's always going to be abortion. I think they're talking about term limits. Um, I think it should be state to state. It shouldn't be federal in either way. Um, 'Cause every state has its own values. You're gonna get different people in different areas. If your state, let them decide, rather than more say liberal state that say it's okay. I don't think people wait to the last second to have an abortion. I mean, who would? There might be some people out there that do. Um, I think it would be more of medical concerns to the mother and things like that. Um, but people shouldn't wait. I mean, with all the access that we have to birth control, the morning after pill, why wait till have that abortion? If you made a mistake, you made a mistake. You know, take care of it right away rather than wait on it. And if you wait on having an abortion, I would imagine the longer you wait, the more complications it would be for the mother as well. So it puts her at risk medically more than getting it done in the first 1, 2 months,
That's
things
very
like
well put
that.
together. That's very
So
well said.
that's my view on that.
I'd like to add to that, Dave, and I 100% agree with you. I don't believe third trimester abortions should be legal. If a baby can be removed from the womb and can breathe, it should not be destroyed. It, again, be cognizant of what you're doing. Hey, you made a mistake, get on top of it. Do what you got to do in the first trimester. The options are there. They should be there. I don't agree with third trimester abortions. I don't agree with because that's a living person. At the same time, our foster care system is, I mean, there are people that just make money off taking these kids in and they don't treat them right. So you're you're bringing a child into the world that's already running uphill, and they may not get what they need to evolve into and to grow and to enjoy life because they never got a fighting chance.
Great. Let's talk about one final policy on this, gun rights. Now, as I said, a major discussion was Trump supported law. He wanted to fund the police. Under Biden, we had defund the police and ban the assault weapons, right? Now, two things. Yes, it's good to support the Second Amendment right, but also there are a lot of people with mental sickness out there who are committing mass shootings, right? So now here is the debate. Who do you support? Yes, we do support law enforcement. We support our law. We also support our Second Amendment right. But on the other side, is it fair for someone who has mental sickness to go and shoot kids, teachers in school just because they have access to weapons? Dave, this one I'm going to start with you. Go up to Steve.
All right. The way I view this is the majority of gun violence is okay. Um, Taken away from the citizens' hands, it's not a good thing. The way I could see it resolving this is people should go for a license like they do for a driver's license, get tested. This should be done maybe, I don't know, every 4 years. People should have to go and retest their shooting. So they learn gun safety and know how to actually use a gun, purchasing it and letting it sit down somewhere and not using it, and then one day have to pick it up and now use it if they're not fully trained. So I think they should go through some kind of training requirements if you want to have own a gun, you have to go through some courses and update, something like that, to say that you can handle a gun. And when people could handle a gun, they'll handle it more responsibly. I mean, me personally, I don't have a gun. I'm never going to own a gun, but from people who will use it responsibly. Um, because it does help in situations people get, home invasions, things like that. People want protection. I mean, especially in these days where you're seeing, there's less police. You hear about these towns no longer having police. These 911 calls not being answered for God knows how long. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna just sit there and be a victim? You got to be able to protect yourself in a way. And now, if you protect yourself, now you're liable for things. I mean, this whole system is kind of getting out of whack with that.
Steve?
He's right. And I'd like to throw the war on drugs into this, only because with a war on drugs for how many years? Meanwhile, and again, put my tinfoil hat on, where do most of the drugs come in? They came in containers. You don't think one of the biggest industries in the world, our government didn't have a foot in? Of course they did. It came in. Guns, same thing. You can restrict us all you want. You can say, you can ban guns. The people that want the guns are going to get them. I can find whatever I want. And I know pretty much most of America could too. If they want to do a mass shooting, they're going to find a weapon to do it. It doesn't matter what restrictions you put on it. All that's doing is restricting the people that are using the guns responsibly from acquiring them. I own a gun. Fine. It's in a safe with a fingerprint on it. No one's getting that weapon. But I want it for home protection or other in case shit happens, which it may. I don't know. We don't know what the future is going to bring. But I'd rather be within my rights and own my weapon. At the same time, if I'm Joe that wants to go down and rob this place or do a mass shooting, they're going to find the weapon they need. It doesn't matter. They're going to buy it on the street. They're going to pay top dollar for it, and they're going to get it. And they're going to do what they want to do. No one is going to stop that. No law is going to stop them from getting that weapon. And that's the point. The laws are only stopping law-abiding citizens, responsible citizens, from having that weapon that they want or that protection they feel they need for whatever reason. That's why I'm pro-guns all day, because, again, you can't stop crime. Otherwise, why would we have jails? We wouldn't need them. It's impossible.
Good point.